Merry Christmas, everyone. During our Reasons to Rejoice series, we've been reminding ourselves that for every one look we take at ourselves or our situation or the world that we're part of, we want to take 10 looks at Jesus. And none more so than today. Christmas Day can be a day when you can feel a bit of a pressure to feel happy, and I hope you're having a great time. But I know sometimes I've got a little bit baffled when my own little boys have had everything they've ever wanted and are still somehow having a meltdown and we've only just finished breakfast. It can be a day where we feel a little overwhelmed. Sometimes in and amongst all the joy, there can be a bit of sadness. Sometimes it's the first Christmas we're having lost somebody that we care about. Other times it's Christmas, but it's not how we want it. Family dynamics sometimes can be more painful than they are peaceful. And so it's always good to come back again to look at what is happening at Christmas. And it's really simple. Certainly the message I have for today is anyway. It's to remember that Jesus is the gift for us. I love the way that Luke starts his gospel because the opening scene is an elderly guy called Zachariah who's in the temple. And the angel Gabriel appears to him and says, "Greetings, you are going to have a baby in your 80s. And Zachariah's a bit taken aback by this. And I love his response because it says in Luke chapter 1, verse 18, "How can I be sure of this?" says Zachariah. "I am an old man and my wife is well along in years." That's code for, I'm super old and have you seen my wife? She's not having a baby, right? And then the angel responds to him, "I am Gabriel." Just full stop, which I love. That's like him saying, how can I be sure of this? I'm the angel flipping Gabriel, you idiot. That's how I'm sure of this. Zachariah is the first person that we meet, and Zachariah doesn't believe. The next person that we meet is Mary, and the angel comes and Mary believes, but then when Jesus is born, Mary can't do what every parent wants to do, which is to give Jesus, what the best. She can't afford it. She's a peasant girl. She's probably 14 years old. She can't even find for Jesus a room in an inn. The best she can manage is a manger, is a feeding trough for animals. Mary is poor. Mary doesn't have anything. And then the next scene switches to the shepherds. And I love the shepherds because they're out there camping under the stars. And in contrast to the wise men who travel hundreds of miles to find Jesus following the star in the sky, the shepherds are 2 minutes around the corner and they've got absolutely no idea what is happening. And it takes a choir of angels to kind of like help them realize, do you know what, something's going on tonight? And to trot off and find Jesus for themselves. And so, who are the people we meet at the start of this gospel? Zachariah, who doesn't believe anything. Mary, who doesn't have anything. And the shepherds, who don't know anything. And here's the point. He's the gift to them. Just like he's the gift to us. And the very definition of a gift is that we receive it. And that he wasn't giving them something because of how good they were. And understanding that, I think, just lifts a lot of pressure that we can feel in our relationships. You may have been feeling something around like that at Christmas time. Did I buy them the right thing? Did I say the wrong thing? Have I posted something that looks like I'm having a good enough Christmas to impress other people? We can feel a pressure and an insecurity in our relationships with one another. And then what we can often do is bring that into our relationship with God. Am I good enough for him? Have I impressed him? Have I lived well enough this year, or did I make a mess of it? And the thing to grasp about this gift is God is never, ever going to change his mind. Never. He knew Zach wasn't going to believe, and he knew how poor Mary was. He knew that the shepherds didn't really understand what was happening the night that he came, and yet he gave himself. He loves us, flaws and all. And Christmas is the time, perhaps above any other, where we have to hear him whispering across the 2,000 years that separate us from the birth of Jesus. Hear him whispering again, "Hey, Andy, I see you. I see the mess that you sometimes make, and I see those dark spots in your heart that you try and hide from everybody else. I see the things that cause you a bit of shame, and just so you know, I love you. And just to make that really plain, I am going to give you a gift. I'm going to give you my very heart. I'm going to give you my very best. I'm going to give you my son, Jesus. He is the gift to you. Christmas is when we remember we have the most wonderful reason to rejoice. God has given us Jesus. Merry Christmas.